G'day there, Tesla coil update. I've got my little mini coil here working a bit better. It's just about all finished off. Got it sitting on a blown apart CD that I blew up with high voltage, blew all the foil off with high voltage for a base. Got lots of heat sink there. Got a top load working, that can, as you can see, it's sliding some fluoros quite well there. Got the curtains open even today, so it's pretty decent light off those fluoros. Oh, you can see our amp draw on that meter there. It sits around 700-ish, just over. I'm running on 20 volts, so that gives us about 14 watts of draw. I don't know what my transmission is, it's probably not that high. This one's a temperature probe set up to my heat sink there. Goes into the screw on the transistor. You can see I'm sitting at a reasonably stable 70 degrees. I've been turned on for a good hour now. It does go up to 80 if I close that door and it doesn't get any breeze. Now I'm just going to grab my wireless field detector, which only works when I hold it, unless I get really close. So I've got this metal hemostat hooked up to one side just to make it easy to hold. I'm going to go for a walk. You can see I'm getting maybe 3 meters of field directly off the coil. If we come over here to the other side of my house, oh look at this. I've got more lights going. And I might be able to get a wireless field off this door here. Well, only if I touch the door handle with the end of the antenna. There is a bit of metal exposed down the end of there that's touching the door handle, making that flash. So what I've done, I've got this magnetic telescopic probe thingy hooked up to my door handle. If I hold onto it, the lights light up. If I let go, the lights don't light up. If I put it on the door handle, everything stays lit up. Now I've got a pancake coil here which is actually transmitting wirelessly to that coil there, and then that goes in series through this red lead over to the earth pin on my power board there. I do get some wireless field up with this one off the pancake, and I've just about everything cluttered on this desk, including things like this battery charger which is not plugged in. You can see all the plugs in the back there. The soldering station has a wireless field. If I turn it off, still has a wireless field, so anything plugged into earth gives me a wireless field. I think my Vice even has a tiny bit of wireless field on it. That's not plugged into earth, but it's got enough earth out things near it that it's picking something up. My computer has a wireless field, the keyboard has a wireless field, my monitor has a wireless field, the monitor that's not turned on has a wireless field. This old computer has a wireless field. It is not connected to anything, it's mostly pulled apart, it's just a great big lump of metal sitting on the desk. It still has a wireless field if I let the metal touch. We do get quite bright wireless field. Now let's go into the kitchen. Oh, I start losing wireless range just around here, but yet this whole pile of guff here seems to be acting as a bit of a repeater. So I've run some of that wire from that coax, which is stereo quality audio lead coax, and I get wireless field all the way off of that. And if I can get that to touch, we get a bright light. I'll go over here, I have another wireless field on the pancake. And that is actually hooked up to the earth pin there via those 2 LEDs, very bright, through the pancake coil to my pressure cooker. I take the pressure cooker off the stove. It doesn't work so well, but I do still have the ones in the wall. I'm getting some wireless field off the stove, but only while it's part of the circuit. If I take that off the pressure cooker, which I'll do in a minute, I lose that. I'm also getting wireless field off my microwave, my range hood, my fridge, pretty much anything that's metal and earth in the kitchen here. Now, I'm not getting any wireless field at the moment off the sink. Okay, but I do have this clip lead attached. I take this clip lead and I plug it onto the same side as the pressure cooker. That one goes a bit brighter. I now have a wireless field off my sink. If the metal on the end touches the sink, it goes really bright. Now let's keep going. Got past the coil, bit of field there. This light switch has an earth in there, I guess. It's got a wireless field all up the wall where the wire goes. Not so much from the switch itself, but once I get a bit above it where the wires are, there's a field there. Into the bathroom, I have more stuff going on in here. The kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, sorry, is an antenna. Got the two little in series ACs there. They're going about full brightness. More wireless pancake. The bedroom. More wireless off that light switch. I also get wireless off my guitar lead, which is plugged into my amp, which also has a wireless field. The amp is plugged into the wall, but the wall switch is not turned on. I can't turn that amp on. Okay, so it's just an earth. It's plugged in via this lead up here. That plug gets a little orange neon light up in there when it's on. My guitar also sometimes gives me a wireless field. If I get the metal to touch the ends, I should get something there. Bit hard to get it all in the shot for you with the camera. Keep going over here. I have another wireless field on this pancake here, which is attached to an earth pin in the power point down there by this black lead which goes up. There's a wave rectifier on there, I'll come back to that. More LEDs attached to my aluminium window frame. I had to go to the middle track where all the paint's rubbed off. Now this multimeter is hooked up to a full bridge rectifier. It's currently showing 5 volts. If I move the wireless coil off, I may get a little bit more. I take this off the windowsill, I get almost nothing. If I touch the end, I will get more. I was getting up to 20 volts holding this earlier today, and that is lighting up the LEDs. I don't know why I'm getting less now. I have a feeling it's the sun on the window, on the frame. Sun coming into the room, radiant energy of some sort, solar radiation. I could be wrong. This is the first day I've been testing this, so we'll come back to that and see why. And I did manage to charge some caps off that full bridge rectifier too. Charges this little 220 microfarad one pretty quickly. It'll charge that up to 20 volts if I'm holding it in maybe under a minute. 30, 40 seconds maybe. This one takes a bit longer. It takes a couple of minutes to fill up to 20 volts. Alright, I will hook it up now. I'll short them out. Oh, I had a spark then, so it did just charge up radiantly just sitting there, or it still had 20 volts in it from before, I'm not sure which. Now, that's the positive one, so we'll go on the positive side of our bridge rectifier. And I'll get the negative one in there, I'll try to see the multimeter drop, and that wireless one will go out for a sec. Well, no, the wireless one didn't go out, it's still lit. And we are slowly building voltage. If I bypass this LED, grab hold, we're up to a volt there. I'm now holding on to it, got the wireless lit, it will fill a little quicker. But the field doesn't seem to be as strong this afternoon now the sun's coming in, so we'll leave that for now. I do get some wireless off of this extension lead, just plugged into earth. As you can see, power points are all turned off. These are the only power points in the room. If I take my fan here and I plug it in, oh, let's just check the fan. No wireless field on the fan. If I take this and plug it into the fan, plug the fan in, I now have wireless on the fan and on the power lead to the fan. So anything with an earth and a bit of an antenna, and you've got wireless power all over the house. Now, let's just have a quick look at these things again. Alright, we're still drawing just over 700 milliamps. It does go up and down, seen up to about 740. Still sitting at 73 degrees, it's running pretty stable. I do have a neon here. If I get close, it does start to light up. I hold it a bit closer, it lights up well. I can also hook one side up to ground and put a clip lead antenna on there. If I hold it within a certain range, it will light up. But mostly I think it just likes to have the neon globe itself in the field. Or in the case of when I touch it like this, something that's a bit live. There you go, it's getting some antenna action off its legs there. And it goes brighter when I get my hand here. Alright, now, still drawing 720 milliamps. Let's move these lights away. And we see that we are now drawing a little bit more power. So, I have found that loading it up at the moment does usually reduce the power draw. Okay. And if I go around the house and turn off all the LEDs and everything, disconnect all the load, it will go up to about 800 milliamps. So I'm not sure why that is, but I think that's pretty cool. Now, for this, let's have a look at this plasma. All I've done here is I've just actually stuffed the end of the wire into a fold in the top of the Coke can. And if I take that out, strap him around that hook there. Just going to set things on fire. And there we go, we can see the plasma. And that's not going to go still. It is windy outside, but that's not what's blowing around. It's got electrostatic airflow going on. And it's jumping all over the place. There's usually about 3 individual streamers on there. I'll see if I can pull it down a bit. There we go. Sometimes it pulls a 4th or a 5th streamer. But it's going quite well, I think. As you can see, most of those fluoros died out. I may have to get them really close in here. Half of my kitchen lights have now died. I've still got the one in the wall, but it's really dim. All this stuff's gone. Same with the ones over the other side of the room here. Most of it's gone. A little bit of light off the ones that have got a really good connection to a big antenna in it. And my amp draw drops right down without the top load on too. And the temperature drops a little as well. So let's see if I can get this top load reconnected, which might be a bit tricky while I'm holding the camera. Especially seeing as it's burning me. There we go, and we're back. Amp draw's changed a little, not sure why that is. It does seem to vary a bit, but it's mostly between 700 and 800 milliamps with that top load connected. Temperature's, like I said, pretty stable. Depends on whether or not there's breeze. It does have a lot of heatsink. These heatsink clamps here are not so much for heat protection. It does a good enough job without them, but when I put them on there, the fluorescents do go a little bit brighter. So I thought I'd leave them. I think that's covered just about everything I wanted to show you today. Thanks for watching.